Earlier, I had the chance to speak with Thomas Lee, managing partner and the head of research at FundStrat Global Advisors. We touched on the Fed as well as El Salvador, and if the recent pullback in Bitcoin could amount to another crypto winter.
Today we have a $500 million software business growing 10% a year, and a $5 billion Bitcoin business that's been growing north of 100% a year.
The expansion
so
of
our strategy is to acquire and hold Bitcoin. We've told the market we're going to do it with equity offerings, with convertible debt, with senior debt, junk bonds, and also with cash flows where
the people involved. I mean, it's grown a lot.
We saw this as a great opportunity. We sold,
I do think a crypto winter is happening, but
quarter about
I would still
$400 million
think
worth of
that
equity
2020 still looks more like 2017,
allowed us to
meaning
buy
we're
Bitcoin
still
in a way that we thought would be accretive to all of our
pretty big up
shareholders.
move in
So we try to choose our spots.
Are you still predicting 100,000
if you add another
Bitcoin by the end of the year, or where is it? Or 100 million? Because I'm talking to Thomas Lee, so you never know.
Yeah,
when it goes to
I
a
think
million,
Bitcoin can.
It's a lot of money.
It's roughly
and
45,000 today. I think it could easily get to 100,000 before year end, but I think that's in the context of what we see as a bigger move in financial markets. So I think equities are probably going to rally into the end of the year, and that takes up crypto. And longer term, again, it's a network value asset.
There's obviously a looming regulatory crackdown. Take a listen to this
Bitcoin can get to
SEC
the
Chair
$500,000 a million
Gensler.
in a few years as well.
What do you see happening with the Fed? And COVID can be the,
I think it's best, Senator, they
the
may well be
surprise.
securities.
We don't know what's going to happen with COVID. But the Fed has been talking about tapering, and we have central banks around the world talking about it, but slowly moving towards it perhaps. But how do you think that will impact markets?
Like it's not a security. Now, maybe you've got a good argument for why some are and some aren't. My whole point is,
want to do is, one, we're only 1 year into an expansion.
Michael,
so it's really early for the Fed to try to normalize policy. And I know investors are kind of
out of the market.
Think it's appropriate because there's inflation risk. But
the big winner
COVID is still uncertain, and it affects how companies are making decisions. It's affecting policymakers, and it's certainly affecting what the Fed's doing. So, we're in the camp that the Fed's more dovish than the market realizes, because the Fed's uncertain, and an uncertain Fed is actually good for markets, because a dovish Fed means financial assets can still go up.
And so, for companies that you're advising who are entering the crypto space, we're hearing a lot about funds and algorithms, Solana being developed. What are you advising them in terms of should they be still going into Bitcoin or exploring some altcoins?
They're good for the industry. They're good for the Western world.
When we talk to institutions and they want to think about their exposure,
and I think
they're still going to take an approach that has broad exposure. So owning Bitcoin and Ethereum make a lot of sense, but there's a lot of great projects out there, including Solana. And
over time, we can expect
but believe it or not, many are interested in also getting involved with in the very earlier stages of things that are either DeFi related or NFTs. So I think there's broad interest. It's just
it'll increase public confidence in Bitcoin.
There's a lot of noise and there's a lot of opportunities, and I don't think they expect to have the same return because they get in equities, which means
for the industry.
They might have more projects fail, but the potential return is much greater.
The biggest crypto
and
platform
when you
out
hear
there
of countries
taking
like El
on
Salvador
the SEC,
making Bitcoin legal tender, we have Ukraine talking about making Bitcoin legal tender. What are your thoughts when you see that emerging?
Is the largest publicly listed
it's important to watch,
crypto exchange in the United States.
It's fraught with a lot of problems because some of these nations have a dollarization issue, or they're highly in debt, or their regime isn't considered stable. So it raises the risk of either money laundering,
so they can figure out what they can do and
or
they
being
can't
home
do, and see it faster.
People who are trying to escape FinCEN and regulation. So I think it's got a mixed effect.
The industry will benefit from more clarity
over time if it can actually bring some of these nations and maybe the citizens out of poverty or democratize finance. It's actually a good thing. So I think it's just worth watching.
It doesn't offer the same range of
we also
products
have
and
the
services
SEC
that you can get from offshore
Chair Gary Gensler appearing before the Senate on Tuesday. What are you anticipating coming out of the regulators in the United States as they start investigating DeFi, even Coinbase in their crosshairs?
And if all the rules are clarified for everyone and everybody competes by the same rules, I think
very difficult to predict what regulators will do. You know,
Meantime,
they tend
Solana,
to watch, take a lot of notes.
Having been on a tear.
They don't have to be in a rush, and then when they make a decision, it's going to be decisive. So I think one of the best things that the industry should do is try not to antagonize regulators, but it's very uncertain. And Gary Gensler, you know, is very educated
in the
on
market.
crypto.
There are three things.
So it's
There's
not
the
as
blue
if he
chip
doesn't
asset, the institutional
understand
grade
space.
asset, which is Bitcoin.
Right. Everyone thought, well, he taught courses on blockchain cryptocurrencies at MIT. Everyone thought that he would be crypto friendly. And so, but with these investigations, everyone is pretty uncertain.
You have the Solana,
so finally, when you're looking forward to the United States, there's been questions about whether or not Bitcoin could become the global reserve currency of the world.
And there's a lot of
Any
risk.
thoughts on
And if
that?
you're SoftBank, maybe you would get into those kind of businesses. And we don't know how those stories end.
I would
And then
say
you've got the
Bitcoin
smaller
adoption,
crypto
I think,
ventures,
is
right? Or the 6,000
somewhat
projects
unstoppable
out
now,
there that are
because it's so widely
looking for
held
some
and
future.
it's
And I think they're all
it's really
competing in
proven
a
its
world where
usefulness.
there's some murkiness
But
about
to topple the dollar
what's
is a
appropriate,
tall
what's
order.
not. MicroStrategy
So
obviously
that's part of
only
the
invests in
uncertainty.
Bitcoin. I think if you're an institutional
am still in the camp
investor,
that I
the
think
only
the dollar
institutional
is
grade
going to be
asset,
sort of
the
the
only
dominant
investable
currency,
asset you
but
can invest in
Bitcoin
just for the
may be
reasons you
the
pointed
dominant
out.
reserve asset.
And I think that that the
Are
SEC
you
is justified in having
that
an interest in the
corporations
space for
stock
all
up
the
their
reasons
reserves
you
in
point
Bitcoin?
out. And to the extent
a lot
that
of
they
companies
clarify
don't
the
store
rules
gold,
of the road,
so
I
they
think
probably
it's going
won't
to
store
make it
Bitcoin.
a safer,
But it will
more
make a lot of
welcoming
sense for
environment for
companies to
retail
really
investors
deal
and
with
also for
digital
institutional
assets.
investors.
And I think Jeremy Allaire in the panel today made a great point, which is, you know, when you look at stable coins like
Meantime, you have demonstrators
USDC,
in El Salvador
it's really much more
burning a
useful for
Bitcoin
micropayments
ATM,
than dollars. Because, you know, in dollar, the smallest unit is a penny, but with,
pushing
you know, with USDC,
the adoption
it can be
of Bitcoin.
fractionalized. So
what's your take on what this kind of resistance mean in just one country?
It'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. But I think the dollar stays around. But
Well,
I think
first of all, the big news here is 500,000
In terms of
people in El
stablecoins
Salvador
and
downloaded
cryptocurrencies, when you
a
have
Lightning
negative
Bitcoin
rate
wallet,
environments,
and they received
does that
$30
pose
worth of
a
Bitcoin,
more
and that's an
attractive
extraordinary
place to
world-shaking
put
event,
your
never happened in the
assets
history
and
of the
your
world.
money?
And it indicates
yeah,
just how
absolutely.
rapidly Bitcoin and
Now,
Lightning can
when
spread.
it comes to negative
I think
rates,
that
I think the best way
there
to
are
look at it
sparks
is
in El Salvador
the
and there's
level of
politics,
interest rates
right? There's an
less
opposition
inflation.
party in the country.
So a negative
There's
real rate.
opposition
And
parties in every single state of the union and
for the
every
last
country
120
in the
years,
world. And
the U.S.
and so
was in
if
a
the
negative
government
real
takes
rate
one
environment for
position, there's going to be
26%
an
of the time.
opposition to that position.
So we could be
and
in
it's
for 10
natural
years
to see
where
that. But
real
I
interest
think
rates are
that the
negative.
way to
That's
think about
great for hard
Bitcoin
assets
is
or digital assets.
Bitcoin
So I
is
think
the
this is a
most
great environment for
disruptive
Bitcoin
technology.
and digital.